I've known Jenny and Alison since 2006 when I came up to Sydney for the Aurora Festival of Living Music, which was curated and directed by Matthew Heinsohn. And they sang a piece, 3 Songs of Sleep, for actually 3 sopranos, all singing different movements, accompanied by harp and coming together in the final song. Writing for the voice is definitely different from writing instrumental music. For starters, there's a text, but I don't think it's just about the words. The words obviously lead you in a certain way and provide structural possibilities which you can either adopt or swim against the tide with. But I think it's also the idea of the sound of the voice and its communicative ideas. I think it was Arvo Pärt who described the voice as the first and most perfect instrument. Certainly there's something about it that is getting me thinking. The text for this piece, Opalescence, came from Ross Baglin. I've known Ross for over half my life, and we've written a lot of music over the years. So when Halcyon asked for a piece for this project, my first thought was to ask Ross to write a piece. Well, he sent through a text that I thought was a wonderful poem, but not actually what I wanted to set to music. So I made a big call and said, Ross, could you please just give me something different? And because he's big-hearted and magnanimous, that's what he did. And he sent through this second one, which I loved because it's beautiful on the surface. The sound of the words, the sound of the vowels, the consonants, I think is really beautiful and lends itself to making nice sonic sounds with the voices. It's always nice to write for an ensemble you know, partly because of accumulated performance practice. You don't just go back to the bottom of the mountain and start climbing again. There's something, you start a little bit higher up, I think. And it's lovely to see people who you admire and respect and have warmed to artistically across a period of time, also just as people. Perhaps the curious thing for me with writing Opalescence was not so much the choosing of the ensemble, which actually came before the text, that being vibraphone and cello to go with the 2 voices, soprano and mezzo, but actually the structural idea. I had this idea of a single line that could be orchestrated and that any harmony that resulted would be a result of suspensions or anticipations. I loved that idea, and funnily enough, it's not something exactly that I've done in this way before, and it led me to a slightly different piece, in actual fact, than I was expecting.